Week 1, Week 2, and Week 3 were one for the record books, and not in the way most of the contestants were thinking. The top 3 picks take out thousands of Circa Survivors. Now that the dust has settled, there are 642 remaining entries. They may be battered and they may be bruised, but the quest for 14.2 million continues.
The run of upsets just kept piling up. I mean, week 1, everybody was on Cincinnati, a whopping percentage. And the team expected to have maybe the worst record in all of football. The Patriots upset them. Don't forget week 2. Ravens blew a big lead fourth quarter at home to the Raiders. Are you kidding me? And then the week 3 Monday night game, the Bengals aren't gonna lose again. They're hosting a Commanders team. Not buying into that team this year. Rookie quarterback Dan Quinn back, first-year coach there with the Commanders. They didn't punt, and they went to Cincinnati and won the game. So the Bengals scorched the field multiple times in the first 3 weeks.
Yep, and that was my Kramer moment from Seinfeld. That's it, I'm out of the contest, because I felt that Cincinnati wouldn't lose again, rookie quarterback on the road, and out I went in week 3. And it's a tough pill to swallow and a major disappointment. And to go out that soon, that early, after a deep run, sick to my stomach.
That might be a one-off, Paul, where we have that many upsets in the first 3 to 4 to 5 weeks of the year.
You might be right. So I think it is unprecedented what happened.
Done. I'm done. The dream of going back-to-back is over.
No! I had 10 entries, and I just got eliminated with the Jets against the Broncos.
Well, week 3, I had the Bengals. My entry name was Johnny Vegas. Was really getting excited seeing all these people drop, and I'm out. Bengals go down. I'll be in this contest the rest of my life. This is my first year. I'm also in Circa Millions. Circa does a great job. Good luck to those remaining.
Good afternoon. It's Jared Sladorn, your friendly postmaster from beautiful South Florida. Just taking in all the scenery here. I have 2 entries going through to this upcoming week out of the 632 remaining. I can't believe the Carnage has ensued, and I'm so excited to look into my week 4 selections and seeing if I can find an edge and hopefully be the last man standing and the sole survivor.
Here on week 4, after the first 3 weeks, the dust is finally settled, and we do have, over 600 people still in this thing. They're feeling really, really good right now with all the people that have been eliminated, but obviously they got to make it to week 5 right now.
Yeah, I mean, we've never had something so early where after week 3, your implied value is like north of 22,000. So people feel a little more pressure early, the ones that made it this far.
So Brad was just asking
We're catching up with a team known as Just Say Yes, a group of 4 college buddies from Colorado who like to have a little bit of fun at each other's expense.
I will be wearing this hat for the remainder of the call.
The uncertainty of it all is really what makes our game so great. You talk about the survivor pool and how that's worked out, even through the first 2 weeks of the season. I was talking to Derek earlier. It's absolutely insane.
There's nothing right now that makes sense. The NFL is completely upside down.
Yeah.
It makes for a lot of fun in the contest.
Right.
The general betting public, I don't know. They're kind of riding the wave right now, but
the 500 people that are left are definitely enjoying it.
500, and it's week 4. This is absolutely insane. I don't even know how to describe that.
A lot of these teams that were 8, 10, 7-point favorites probably didn't deserve to be because we didn't know a lot about them. We thought we knew about them, but we probably didn't. It happens every year, lose a couple entries, but not used to losing 95.5% or wherever we're at right now.
To me, it's fascinating following the survivor pool because, from week to week, you just don't know what's going to happen. I wish I had better answers for you guys. I'm supposed to be the expert. I'm supposed to be the analyst, and I can't figure it out myself.
2023 winner Indiana Jet will not be a back-to-back winner this year. His 4 remaining entries got eliminated in week 3, with 1 entry on the Browns and 3 entries on the Raiders.
Done. I'm done. The dream of going back-to-back is over. But, I had a feeling it was probably going to end this way this year. It's kind of nice to be here on a Sunday and just kind of watch football without stressing out about some random Steelers game or some random Panthers game. So it's good. I'm good. I remember when it was week 12 or 13 last year, and there were only a couple hundred people left. All I could think about was, I still got 7 picks to make. I mean, we got 16 picks to make it to the end. So yeah, you're not close. I mean, I feel for the 600 or so people who are left. I mean, they feel like they're so close. They're not close. They're not close because this is probably going to go to the end, even with just 600 people left. So a lot of sweats ahead of them. Yeah, my best advice for people that are new to this and are starting to move along, trust your gut. Don't listen to the outside noise. And when you make your picks, make the pick that you're going to sleep well the next night if that pick loses. So just trust your gut and move on to the next week.
Hey! Come on, guys. Let's go!
There we go!
This is Survivor, week 4. Let's go!
In week 4, the 49ers are a top pick with more than 40% of the pool. A total of 16 teams were chosen by at least one entry, meaning the field is wide open.
It was an interesting week 4 because I said maybe San Francisco will have over 60% because the other 2 viable choices by point spread, Houston, remember so many people used them in week 2 against the Bears on Sunday night, and over 2/3 of the people that advanced from week 3 to week 4 used the Jets on Thursday night. So the other 2 choices other than the 49ers, a lot of people had used. Well, it basically was 49ers, Jets, and then a few on each of the other teams.
This week, we're catching up with Irish Mike, a San Diego native who's in his 3rd Circa Survivor. That nickname, Irish Mike, he's got a funny story about it.
So when I play craps here, when I throw the dice, my tattoo shows when I'm throwing, and so then everybody at the table started calling me Irish Mike, and then just kind of grew from there. Our strategy kind of going in was, at first we were going to try to figure out what the real popular games were and stay away from them. If you're going to win a big Survivor pool, you have to take some risks. Because if you just go chalk every week, you're going to be tied with 4,000 people at the end. Our strategy was hopefully we were going to find games that were 5%, 10% games, and then just hope for complete arbitrage up top, and that's exactly what happened.
So I'm Vinny, I'm from Chicago. It's my first year in the contest. Started with 10 entries. Here in week 4, down to 3. I don't know what to say about the craziness. It becomes rooting against teams as much as it is rooting for your own team.
Yeah, so Mark and Tracy Kimmett. We're from Indianapolis area, just south of Indy. Yeah, and I got involved 3 years ago. First time I had one entry, I picked the Colts. They knocked me out in the first week.
I came in with the strategy to try to avoid what the obvious top pick would be. Definitely a lot of luck in it because it hasn't just been the obvious top pick. Like we saw last week, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So that's the luck aspect, and just future value. A lot of these picks that have been the most popular pick had future value, so it was great to save them till later. Now I'm not so sure because they haven't looked so valuable.
Being from San Diego, I was a huge Charger fan, right? So when the Chargers left, I basically kind of lost interest in football for a number of years. And then Survivor kind of brought the love of football back, so I don't have a favorite team.
I got nailed pretty good again this year by my favorite team, the Bengals, on the first week with 2, along with 5,800 others. You know, so it was a big hammer. But I also went with New Orleans, which wasn't a very popular pick the first week. And they won, and then I went with the Chargers, which again was not a real popular pick the second week. And then I used Buffalo the third week, and now here I'm on the Jets this week. So I like the fact that I got one entry left with only 642 people remaining. Interesting day, too. We got a couple of new Circa Survivors we haven't seen hang out with us before. Just came in here, and one of them has Bengals. A couple of them have Jets.
Yeah, I think about 2 or 3 people here hanging out with us that have Jets.
The New York Jets are one of the top selections this week, and as a top pick, a lot of Circa Survivors are believing in Aaron Rodgers.
Who we taking?
And they're definitely sweating a little bit. Granted, 6-0. Jets are driving right now. We'll see what happens the rest of the game.
Yeah, 6-0 driving rainstorm.
Yeah.
You never know with the rain.
So being on the Jets today with the weather the way things is, I mean, I was looking for Aaron Rodgers to be able to have a big day today. And instead, in weather like this, he's just going to be handing the ball off.
Will there be an escape for New York? The Jets, the second most selected team this week, is trailing late against the Broncos.
2-minute warning. Jets are down by 1. We need a score. Come on, guys, let's go. So the Jets are going to get the ball back with about 1:30 left, no timeouts, probably at our own 20-yard line.
Come on, baby! Earn your money, Aaron! Earn your money!
How many weeks has this been?
4!
With under a minute left, Aaron Rodgers leads the Jets down to the Broncos' 32-yard line. On 4th and 6, the Jets attempt a 50-yard field goal, but it sails wide right.
Mike, we start the day with 642 Circa Survivors. We wondered what team might take out another chunk of contestants. It was the New York Jets.
It was the New York Jets. If you didn't use them last week, you're really regretting it now. They take out 110 contestants in this year's Circa Survivor contest.
Arizona Cardinals, another one of the culprits today. We're down 161 more entries through the afternoon slate.
The Washington Commanders wreaking havoc. They knock out the Bengals in week 3, take down the Cardinals in week 4, and with that, eliminate a whole bunch of Circa Survivors.
For the first time in Circa Survivor, we're only in week number 4, but the number 1 selection doesn't go down.
Yeah, we had to pop some champagne here at Circa after the number 1 pick actually makes it through. 277 people survived there with the San Francisco 49ers, and the Bengals make it through as well, Matt, which means yours truly still alive here with less than 500 contestants here in Circa Survivor.
Week 5, here we are, 480 entries left, about 330 players, so a vast majority are down to 1. And it's top heavy again. Exactly 1/3 of the picks are on Seattle against the Giants, 160. And then the next 2 choices, the 49ers and the Bears, add up to another 160. So exactly 2/3 on the top 3 picks.
It seemed like it was an easy one. Malik Neighbors is out for the Giants, so you roll with the Seattle Seahawks, but we'll see how it all plays out. You know, they got a fortunate break, a 100-yard fumble return for a touchdown. So San Francisco is one of those spots where, you know, a lot of people used them last week. Now here they are in this spot. Do they get it done against the Arizona Cardinals, which historically kind of has been a tricky team for them? And then, you know, the Packers too against the Rams. So it doesn't feel like there's going to be a ton of carnage, but look, at this point, less than 500 left. We're in week 5. What, 30 grand is what your value is right now. So now you're so far away from the finish line, but yet you're trying to figure out, all right, how can I start to make money off of this $1,000 entry, which is worth 30 grand?
It's amazing the ones that have started with 2 and still have 2 left, right? I mean, that's pretty good, whether they were splitting them up or not. So it starts to get a little dicey now in that teams are being repeated, right? The reason there's not more than 160 on Seattle is because they've been used already. Not more than 80 on the 49ers. They've been used already. The good teams have in large part been used, with the exception of Kansas City, who people are saving for Christmas.
Week 5 has another loaded slate of games. The Seattle Seahawks are the top selection with 1/3 of the total entries. And the 49ers are another top pick, followed by the Bears and the Jaguars. For Circa Survivor winner Mike Buckmiller, he lives and breathes sports with a particular passion for football. And today, he's going to take us on tour of his Las Vegas man cave to sweat out Week 5 Circa Survivor entries with his buddies.
What's up, guys? My name is Mike Buckmiller. Come on into the owner's suite. Come check our home away from home where we sweat the games on Sunday. Circa Survivor, come on in. You have to see this owner's suite. This is like a mini Circa here. All the games, We have 6 entries remaining out of the original 14,266. We got 2 right now on the Bears. Let's check it out.
Like now we're in a spot where we've got picks on the Seahawks, but everybody has picks on the Seahawks, right?
Yeah,
so if the Seahawks lose, it's really bad for us. There's no way.
Fucking go! To the house!
Week to
week, nothing's easy. We're through with the Bears. We survived.
We did, another week. Would the contest even be fun if it was easy and every year you just picked up 5 million, 10 million, 14 million? That wouldn't be fun.
Of course.
Be fun?
It'd be great.
Week 5, let's go.
Welcome back, my friends, of Week 5 of Survival Series. Oh my God, I don't know how many more people are alive, but bring it. We're gonna make it rain, let's go.
So here we are, week 5, Circa Survivor. I do have 1 entry left that I'm partners on.
I do Survivor every year. I'm Spanky, a professional sports bettor. I host Bet Bash here at Circa every year in August. And I had 10 entries, and my partner Chinese Mike had 10 entries in Circa Survivor, and I just got eliminated with the Jets against the Broncos.
There is someone with 8 entries left. That's what a name, too. NFL Wise Guys. I'd like to see if he gets there in the end. 8 entries left? I'll be real blunt. There's ways to lock up things here. You should definitely get down to the nitty-gritty to the end.
I've never seen October in Survivor. I'm a proud professional sports bettor, but I never get to October. So betting sports week to week, I make a living on. Survivor, you can throw me in a trash can. I have no idea how to win this thing.
This was the big week. So last week I used Cincinnati, which was a little risky, only a 4.5-point favorite over Carolina, hoping to save San Fran for this week, which I did. So San Fran will be playing later on today. Seems like every time I come on here talking, I get knocked out. So I'm blaming this show. No, I'm just kidding. But a lot of guys don't have the big favorites to choose this week. So they have to choose teams like Jacksonville, but you have no choice this week. This week, if you used Seattle and the 49ers, you have no choice, you're gambling.
So we're back for week 5. We lost 3 tickets last week on the Jets. The Detroit Lions came through for us on Monday, so we have 1 ticket left today. We got through the first 3 weeks trying to pick like off-the-wall games, like a little bit lower percentage of juice games. And last week we went against that and we went with the Jets, which was a mainstream game, and we lost 3 tickets on it. So we're on the Patriots this week. It's only 6 people on it, but we're hoping again now for Carnage at the top.
Now today, things seem to be okay. The big play for week 5 is Seattle, so that's coming up later. But everybody else that's in the mix seems to be hanging in there. The 3rd biggest pick is the Bears. So far, the Bears look like it's an easy day for them. That'll get about 74 people through. Jags, they look okay. And then the next 3 are Seattle, 49ers, and Denver, all later on. So far, everything's going okay today in week 5.
Irish Mike's last remaining entry is on the verge of losing. His pick this week, the New England Patriots, just gave up the lead to the Miami Dolphins with 4 minutes remaining.
2-minute warning, down by 5. Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 5 or 6 on the 35-yard line. We don't need a field goal, we need a touchdown. Down by 5. Yet another sweat. We always get the sweats.
With the clock running out, the Patriots score a touchdown.
Yeah!
Call reversed. We just said call reversed.
But it gets reversed after video review.
Oh, no.
Week 5, the The early games went okay. Everything was smooth from the London game to the early 10 o'clocks. But here in the afternoon, it's getting a little testy here. We got about 50% of the remaining Circa Survivors in jeopardy right now. Seattle's down 10, not that much time left, and then San Francisco's only up by 2, but Arizona's driving at the 2-minute warning. So between those two, that's another effectively 50% of the pool. So a lot riding in the next few minutes.
We went back to what worked for us the first couple of weeks. There's some brutal ways to lose, but you know, we lost the 4 tickets in those 2 games. The 3 last week and that one today, like the touchdown at the end that they ended up reversing the call. Like it really looked like his foot was in. It's so hard to reverse that call, but they did. And just a brutal way to go out. I mean, there's not much more way to say it.
You know, early week 5, everything looks smooth. Boy, these late afternoon games, everything turned, and they turned quickly. Seattle lost, and then San Francisco lost. So the top 2 most selected teams of week 5 just both got knocked out. That takes us down from where we stood earlier this morning. We're down to, I think, 228 active right now.
We start week number 5 Sunday morning with 479 remaining, 160 on the Seahawks, 86 on the 49ers. The number 1 team and the number 2 team go down yet again.
It's fun while it's lasted, Matt. I gotta say, that would, unfortunately, I was one of the San Francisco entries today, and let me tell you, it is not fun when you get knocked out of Survivor because your kicker gets hurt. But hey, there are so many ways to get knocked out of this. We saw multiple blocked field goals, big-time pick sixes, 100-yard fumble returns that all affected these games today. It was absolutely wild. The morning slate didn't disappoint. The afternoon slate was absolute decimation for this pool. You gotta plan the way to win all 20 weeks. And so you're going to have to take shots at certain times. It's why you saw people take teams like the Bears this week. It's why you saw people take teams like the Patriots this week. But at some point, you also have to just survive. And that's where I think some of these people taking the Chiefs are just trying to get to that next week because we have seen such attrition here in the first 5 weeks of this contest. How many weeks are we gonna last? Are we gonna make it to week 10?
What's up, everyone? This is Jared from AKA Team Rocket. It's with a heavy heart and a sadness that my Circa Survivor run has come to an end. I was on the Pittsburgh Steelers last night, and just a really tough way to go out. You get 3 turnovers to none. You have the lead with the best defense in the NFL, and you just let Dallas come down the field and score a touchdown with 20 seconds left.
This is the end of the road for DD3's revenge for this year. I had the 49ers coming into this week, another Circa Survivor bloodbath. 49ers lose their kicker in the first half. They got tired late in that game. Felt good about the pick coming into the week, but you could tell as that game moved on, the 49ers were getting deeper and deeper into trouble. So this is the end of the road for DD3's revenge. I can't wait for next year already, and this season isn't even over yet. I was able to monetize my position and get 5 figures out of it, but that's not much of a consolation prize right now when you get this close to winning millions 2 years in a row. So definitely licking my wounds right now, but like I said, I already can't wait for next year.
I'll be back next year, but I'm gonna go back to what I did last year. I ain't talking to you guys. I might not even be Indiana Jet next year. I might go completely incognito. We'll see. You know, I'm looking forward to next year. I'm gonna enjoy this football season, but I'll be back next year.
The contest is now down to 221 remaining contestants, making the implied value of each entry over $64,000. The quest for $14.2 million continues.